I talk business and I have a business degree, so
That's fantastic.
I'm letting you know that I can get with you with the education of business. I don't need to be explained the foundation of business. I'm just letting you know,
Well, I'm asking the question, so
and I'm
if
answering
if
it.
you if you're knowledgeable, then you should be able to explain it properly.
I did explain it properly. I said I'm starting to
You
have
said
it.
you should not have to answer it at all.
Yeah,
That's
can we
a
pause this?
respectfully.
You.
Argumentative men.
Okay.
Yo.
How do you handle conflict with women?
I think I try to have some rationale, but when I realize there's no, I leave the scene. I think two adults can have a conversation with intelligence.
You got a question for me?
Do you have any dietary restrictions?
I like snacks. Is that what you're asking? I'm just kidding.
The reason why I asked because you look like a traditional natural woman.
My
And
nigga.
I know normally those as you're talking about natural things.
Cap. I accuse you of capping.
Okay, so I am a pescatarian.
I'm a
Okay.
pescatarian too. Where'd you
Okay.
wanna go?
That nigga face.
Listen, what country you trying to move to?
Cameroon, the first choice.
I'm Cameroonian.
Come on now.
No, I'm not kidding.
Me too.
Yo.
No way.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo.
Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here.
So look, let's just get to it then. So it's a yes for you then?
Absolutely.
Is it a yes for you?
It's a yes.
Not the fucking.
Okay, go ahead, take your match, get on.
Listen. She mad realistic, nigga. She came with some flat shoes. Now this right here is a real couple. Now I can see them getting together, but let's go ahead and bring that back, okay? There's a few things. There's a little bit of trouble there. Let's get to the first part real quick. Just real quick.
Well, honey, I talk business and I have a
Not gonna lie. Usually, I'm not really into women probing. I ain't gonna lie. Be real with you. All these dating shows, the black women really be coming on there asking inappropriate ass questions. Who the hell asks someone about their work and how much they make? Like y'all realize? Listen, I remember years ago when I was in 5th grade. You know, when you're young, you don't really know what questions are inappropriate. So I didn't know that it was inappropriate to ask someone what they get paid to do whatever, or what they get paid or how much money they make. I didn't know that. And realistically though, honestly, I'm sorry, that was a bad way of saying it. Realistically, only people who are broke or who are not making a lot of money. If someone made a lot of money doing some shit, they'll tell you how much they made. People who don't make a lot of money or who don't make money don't want you to know how much they made doing whatever or whatever it was. You know what I mean? For whatever reason. But I remember I had this gay teacher. I felt like he was showing us. He used to compete. I can't tell you what it was in. I don't know if it was like, it wasn't, I think it might have been dance. I forget, I don't know if it was bodybuilding or dance, but he definitely showed us a video of whatever, I forget what it was, but I think it might have been like aerobics. I feel like he did like aerobics. Something like that. Anyway, so I think he mentioned that he got paid. He might have said he got paid to do whatever it was. I'm so sorry. I'm telling this horrible story. But the point was, I didn't understand that wasn't a question to ask. I think he probably told me it was none of my business and everything. So I didn't know that. And what's ironic is you see these shows where these people are complete strangers and they just have met a man and they'll ask some stuff like, like for example, if the guy says, like even with career, right? I'm not saying that you shouldn't ask, but it's like probing deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. It's like it's inappropriate. It's just not an appropriate first question to ask or first conversation to have with someone that you do not know. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I want to play this shit again. And I want to play this girl's response and what she was saying and it kind of like what it means. And also, again, I want to play with this this whole idea. I've heard CJ say this before, and I heard Kevin Samuels make an analogy about software. And what CJ has said is that, like he was talking about this one of the girls he deals with is an African American girl and whatnot. She's pretty cool, but it's the software, meaning like, if you understand how computers work, You have the computer is the hardware, the actual monitor and whatnot in the hard drive is the hardware. The software is the Windows 11. It's the actual operating system. And what he was speaking to is just like the way that black women are and the way that black women think. Like this is the software. It's really tough for them to really function in relationships in a way that's fulfilling to both parties, to both people. All right, and we got to a point where I don't know if it's so many different things, but I always feel like media has a huge impact on how women see themselves. I mean, how people see themselves in general. For better or worse, media has changed how we look at our lives and how we see everything, and how it makes us into these kind of people who see themselves as movie characters or main characters, where you don't think about the things you do as in terms of the consequences that will come from whatever you're doing, right? But anywho, so I wanted to speak to that. And with social media, you're really seeing this huge influence and whatnot. And so I guess they're having an extent. Now again, we don't see the whole conversation. The caption says that the girl asked him, "What are you doing to build your business besides starting an LLC?" Is the question that started an uproar, which ultimately led to a love connection that seems to be destiny. Was this a great match? So that was the question. My bad. I'm being a bad blogger. That was the question. So the question was, what are you doing to build your business? Now, again, for a first question, when you first meet someone, guys, if you do not respect or understand that you are in a business arrangement, that again, men are in love, women are in business. Shout out to CGA. Listen, there you go right there. These girls be showing up like the women on these shows be acting like a Shark Tank. The men are on there trying to be on their best behavior, trying to be nice, this and that. They are up there like a Shark Tank. Who the fuck are you to be asking someone about their business plan, especially given that you're not about to invest no money in that business? Not only that, this person doesn't know you. This is not. And that's another reason why I never watch these shits, because there's no flirting going on. Like, most of the women just come on there acting a little bit. I don't say like cunts, but a little bit like cunts. Right, but let's keep playing this clip right here.
This degree, so
That's fantastic.
I'm letting you know that I can get with you with the education of business. I don't need to be explained the foundation of business. I'm just letting you know.
Well, I'm asking a question, so
And I'm answering.
if you're knowledgeable, then you should be able to explain it properly.
I did explain it properly. I said I'm starting that.
You said you should not have to answer it at all.
Yeah,
That's
can we
a
have this?
respectful
You.
argument to men.
She said respectfully, I don't like argumentative men. Let me tell you what that means when girls say that shit. Yo, that's a way a woman. Oh, that's a woman's way of saying that. Yo, when I'm dealing with a man, that's my bitch. You know, you think what I tell you to think. You do what I tell you to do. A lot of black men don't be realizing. Listen, that's expected of you. If you gonna be, listen, if you're a black man, especially with a black woman, right? I keep telling y'all, the same way y'all believe that if a nigga's tall, he can pass on being tall in terms of his DNA and genetics. If a woman's beautiful, it makes perfect sense to y'all that she can pass on her beauty to her kids, right? If a guy's smart, it makes sense that his intellect will be passed on to his children. All right, you can get with that, right? So on and so forth, right? So the same thing with side chick and whole DNA. We got too many women out here, like, yo, because again, the women who are more built like that had more kids than the women who aren't built like that. That's why you got so many generations of people who have basically loser DNA. Because more than niggas, especially in our community. Because we always got to look at, yo, who's getting, it's only a small percentage of the men getting all the women pregnant. And a lot of those men, some of them, maybe they are handsome, maybe they do have some good genes, but a lot of them, listen, that's a lot of loser genes being passed down. That's why that loser mindset perpetuates in the black community to the very root. You understand? But it's expected of you. Sorry, back to the DNA thing. Those memories and the information and all those years that black women seen black men had to get put through hell by white men, have to be ruled over by white men. Again, women do not feel sorry for no man. So if you think that when Keisha was watching you get beat on the plantation, she didn't feel bad for you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? When you was getting beat up by the cops, she didn't feel bad for you. She was probably, black woman probably was embarrassed. Let's keep it a stack, which it wasn't looking like, oh my God, oh no. No, it was more like, damn, all right, now I gotta watch him, I gotta look at him with this swollen face, or, you know, or we gotta be afraid of these people. Because this used to be like a whole thing. Like black men used to have to defend themselves from white folks. Black men used to have to come up with a whole plan to get these niggas off y'all asses. They used to put burning crosses. They actually created a whole militia, damn near, to put fear in black men. Right? And I'm not saying that it's right, but it's like, yo, this information is passed down. That's why to this day, she expect you to think and behave like a slave. All right? I don't like argumentative men. Because you got to realize that men have gotten so caught up, because this is one of the long-term negative effects of the feminist mindset, is that it affects the men too. Because it turned the men into pretty much more hedonistic beings, more pleasure-driven beings. Because, yo, when you thought that you was only going to have sex with one or two girls for your whole lifetime, you thought completely different. You were more focused on probably more so enjoying life and other activities and enjoying family. But when men as a whole come to find out, yo, the barrier for sex is not that high. I don't have to meet your whole family. I don't have to get married to you. Listen, if there's a connection, if there's an attraction, I can have sex. That changed everything. That changed how we get together and everything, right? So with that comes that the information that's being passed down, right? I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. But the point being is that black women really be expecting black men to just fold, yo. They really be trying to like train you. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I brought up how men change because of feminism, because of the barrier for sex coming down so low, and what it did is make men start really behaving more and more in a way that's going to be favorable to women, because he's looking for a short term, how can I say, benefit, where I behave in a way that gets me into her drawers. Because for the most part, that's the math that a lot of men do in the very beginning. I'm going to behave in whatever way I need. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get them drawn. So rather than charming her with just being charming or just being that guy, I'm going to tailor myself to what I think she wants. That's what I'm talking about. And when enough men do that, what it does is makes the young lady think that, oh, well, you know, I can say that I do not like, first, argumentative men is fucking crazy. But she said, I do not like argumentative men. I'm like, what does that mean? So basically what you're basically saying is that she's saying, I don't like men who talk back. There are black women who really think that. Now, she would never tell no white man that she don't want to date him because he has an opinion or because he disagrees with her. You know what I'm saying? But what she's saying also is that I don't mess with niggas who don't listen. In so many words. Because that's what she's saying. And the thing is that, yo, that era is over. The era is over. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Judging by his presentation, right? And again, not a bad looking brother, but judging by his presentation, what he got on, and that nigga whole vibe and whatnot, he seemed like a real cool nigga. But he do not come across as someone who's getting to any kind of bag. And I ain't gonna hold you. That nigga said, I'm not sure how it started, but I ain't gonna hold you. That nigga, he did say, I'm gonna start an LLC. You know what I'm saying? And it is. I think it's more of a legit question to ask someone, what kind of business do you want to do, or what field are you looking to get into? Because I mean, like, yo, I mean listen, you start an LLC is the first step. But bigger than that, I think that we have a huge issue when it comes to timeline. Because black people, for the most part, if your mom is out of order and you spend the most time around your mom and whatnot, she teaches you how to be out of order. And that also gets you to where you're not even able to acknowledge that, like, your timeline and how long things should take, or even how long you're willing to work on something. How much time are you giving something before you decide, okay, this is no longer worthwhile, or I have to rethink my strategy. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. And I think what can happen is we'll get too caught up in that first step, especially with social media. I feel like social media has changed who we are, how we interact, how we get together, and how we see life. The same way media changed how we see life, how we think of certain moments in life. Because you got to think that before there were movies, if you think about how often people emulate TV and movie characters and repeat certain sayings and jokes like that, before TV, movie, and radio and everything, that kind of thing didn't go on. Let's say if it was a joke, right? That joke would have to travel on its own for it to be heard. There's no such thing as a meme. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as the whole world learning one thing at one time. You know how someone could pass away? The whole world will know that celebrity passed away without turning the TV on within a couple of hours. If they're famous enough, everyone will know this person has passed away. Like when Hulk Hogan passed away, people knew right away. You know what always happens? Someone will post RIP, right, on their timeline, and it goes viral just like that. That wasn't possible before. Not only that, even when it comes to aesthetics, right? I think people by default dress a little bit better because there was no way to take an unlimited or seemingly unlimited amount of pictures of yourself. I mean, not only that, there was never a reason to take this many pictures. So by default, if you're someone who sees yourself quite often, or if you do any kind of, especially if you do content, because everyone who does content winds up losing weight after a while, except for this one content creator I be following. She a big girl, and I don't know. I just feel like her boyfriend stink. But anywho, let's keep getting into this couple right here though.
Okay, all right.
How do you handle conflict with women?
I think I try to have some rationale, but when I realize there's no, I leave the scene. I think two adults can have a conversation with intelligence.
You got a question for me?
Do you have any dietary restrictions?
I like snacks. Is that what you're asking? I'm just kidding.
The reason why I asked because you look like a traditional natural woman.
I want to play that shit again. Nigga, if you think this is his first time at the rodeo, you were sadly mistaken, short bus. Okay? If you think that he ain't been putting big quiches through the mattress for years, you were sadly mistaken. Listen, he got way more confident. All right? He got his game all the way together. I mean, it's to the point where he's telling the perfect lies. The perfect lies. He said, because you seem like a natural woman. Don't get me wrong. She seemed kind of cool. I ain't gonna hold you out. Listen, I hug her up. Listen, I still hug a bit Keisha up. They just mean. Every time. And we're gonna be getting into that in the next clip. You know what I mean? When we start getting into this, what there is to get into with this Kiki Jones situation. I'm gonna be skipping around, going down that rabbit hole. You understand? But here we go.
And I know normally those as you're talking about natural things and natural values. And most of the time they have dietary restrictions.
Okay, so
that's how it's
I
coming.
am a pescatarian.
I'm a
Okay.
pescatarian too. What you
Okay.
want to go? What you want to do? All I need.
Anytime niggas start talking about they're pescatarian, that is always a sign of a crazy person. I'm sorry. Like anytime anyone's an Aryan, any kind of vegetarian, pescatarian, fruitarian, that shit is crazy. I'm sorry. Not that it's crazy. People who do not think normally, especially people who are like Caribbean and shit like that, they're obsessed with either being vegan or vegan adjacent. But what it really be is they love to be anti-establishment. They like to go against the norm. It's about rebelling. It's not really about actual wellness and what actually makes sense. It's about rebelling. Like I always say, I used to juice celery, I used to juice carrots and shit like that. And one day, when I really thought about it, right, I said, you know what? I've never felt good after having one of these juices, or I never experienced, because I wasn't doing my juices no more, pause, that, I don't feel good. Whereas, hold on, yo. Oh no, what happened? My bad. That shit refreshed out of nowhere. Check my mic. Like yeah. So I never felt like what the fuck. What? Whoa, what the fuck? My bad, yo. This shit. Oh Christ. I don't like want to do that, y'all. So I clicked the button, yo.